Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. My dear students, you are very welcome to your essay course. This is our second meeting, or maybe third meeting, and in our today's meeting we're going to discuss something related to the body paragraph. Since in the last class we've talked about the introduction paragraphs, today we're going to cover topics like body paragraph and topics related to body paragraph. Topics like logical division of ideas, how to make your essay logical in a logical organization, and we're going to use, we have some advice like 3 keys to organize logical division essay, how to use the paired conjunction, colon, parallelism, and parallelism with correlative conjunctions to make our paragraphs cohesive, to make them organized, to make them related. So we're going to, I'm going to explain how to use paired conjunction, how to use colon, how to use parallelism, how to use parallelism with correlative conjunctions to make our paragraphs cohesive. Then we have also some pitfalls in our, once you write thesis statement, students usually have some pitfalls. I'm going to explain these pitfalls and how to avoid them. Okay, avoid them means يتجنبها. During this class also, the last section will be assigned to transition signal for logical divisions of ideas. As you have noticed last class, we have taken a slide of transition signals, right? And today we are going to use them. We are going to apply this strategy or these transition signals to our paragraphs. Okay, let us start. First of all, body paragraphs. What do we mean by body paragraph? The body paragraph is an essay, or like supporting sentences in a paragraph. So body paragraph might be 1, 2, 3, 4 paragraphs. All of these 3 or 2 or 4 paragraphs are supporting sentences in a paragraph. They are the place to develop your topic and prove your points. You should organize your body paragraph according to some sort of pattern. ممكن هذا البادي paragraph أو supporting sentences might be organized in some sort of pattern, like chronological order, ترتيب زمني, comparison and contrast, المقارنة والتناقض, or both of them. First of all, let us start with the logic. What is the logical division of ideas? The logical division of ideas is actually a basic pattern while writing your essay. In this pattern, you divide your topic into subtopics and then discuss each subtopic in a separate paragraph. We will have some examples later on, simple examples. Logical division is an appropriate pattern for explaining causes, reasons, types, kinds, qualities, methods, advantages, and disadvantages, as these typical college exam questions ask you to do. In your college, in your university exams, they ask you, for example, questions like, explain the 3 causes of inflation, التضخم. In agriculture landscape design field or major, they may ask you a question like, describe the basic types of soils and additives needed to prepare each type for planting. If you are in history or US history field or major, they ask you to discuss the causes of the US Civil War. The causes. Okay, the types. Causes. If you're in a business field, they ask you to explain the main forms of business organization. If you are in health sciences field, they may ask you to describe the various classes the various classes of drugs used to treat depression. So as you can see, the logical division is actually an appropriate pattern for explaining causes, types, forms and classes, and reasons and kinds and so ever. So this is what we mean by logical division of ideas. التقسيم المنطقي للأفكار. Okay? We have the 3 keys to organize logical division essay. 3 keys. The first one, you should divide your topic into subtopics. Topic, في عندنا main topic, بعدين subtopics. Subtopics هذول under the topic. And then discuss each subtopic in a separate paragraph. هذه واحد. 2. Write a thesis statement that indicates logical division. 3. Use the transitions between paragraphs to guide your reader from the one subtopic to the next. So this is the benefit or the main goal of a transition signals or words between paragraphs, because it guides your reader from one subtopic to the next. Okay? Now this is actually theoretically speaking. Here's theoretically speaking. Now we're going to use them and do some exercises after a few slides. Thesis statements for logical division of ideas. Now the thesis statement of a logical division essay often indicates the number of subtopics. For example, Native Americans have made valuable contribution to the modern U.S. culture in 4 main areas. So this is a thesis statement right here. Okay, this is the main idea of the author. But is there a number of subtopics? Yes. We have 4 points to discuss. 4 main areas the author is going to discuss. 4 main points. For example, number B, inflation has 3 causes. هذه thesis statement. And there is logical division. واللي حددها 3 causes. Now the thesis statement may even name the subtopics. So if I ask you before we move on, قبل ما نمشي شوي برجع على الأمثلة هذول. Native Americans have made valuable contributions to the modern U.S. culture in 4 main areas. Now the question is, how many subtopics may you expect in this thesis statement? Your answer should be 4 subtopics. And هذه بتحددها. The same here. We have 3 subtopics. Sometimes you can name them. You may even name the subtopics. For example, this is the same sentence. Native Americans have made valuable contributions to the modern U.S. culture, particularly بالتحديد in the areas of language, art, food, and governments. How many areas? 4 areas. It's just like here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can name the subtopic. Again, in the second example, inflation has 3 causes: excessive government spending, and strained consumer borrowing, and an increase in the supply of paper money. So how many causes we have for the inflation? We have 1, 2, 3, and here is number B just the same. It says inflation has 3 causes. In this example, we name them. عددناهم. سمينا هي 3 أسباب. So this is a logical division of ideas in the thesis statements. Well, you can also use paired conjunction like both and. Both Muhammad and Mazen are going to school. Not only Muhammad but also Mazen is going to school. So paired conjunctions are like both and, not only but also, are an especially effective way to list two subtopics. Two subtopics. For example, young people in my culture have less freedom than young people in the United States, not only in their choice of lifestyle, but also in their choice of careers. How many subtopics we have? We have one and we have two. We have one and we have two. Again, if I ask you to identify the main or the thesis statement, the thesis statement is right here. Young people in my culture have less freedom than young people in the United States. When I add not only but also, here I'm trying to what? To support the main idea with the main topic with subtopics. This is a subtopic, and here is a subtopic. Not only, but also helps me to list two subtopics. This is one, and here is two. هذا من استخدامات مهمة في الكتابة. So please do write some sentences using both, not only but also, both and. Look at the second example now. If you look right here. Puppies, like children, need both love and discipline to become responsible members of society. Okay? Just like need both love and discipline. How many subtopics we have? We have one, we have two subtopics. Both and help me or help us to list two subtopics. Okay? Let us move on. Now colon. A colon is often useful before list of 2, 3 or more subtopics in a thesis statement. 2, 3 or more subtopics in a thesis statement. While the previous one, the paired conjunction, only lists 2 subtopics. Okay? For example, let us look at this example. Young people in my culture have less freedom than young people in the United States in 3 areas. In the last example, it was only 2 areas, right? Here, in the 3 areas. Colon, where they live, whom they marry, and what their job is. So colon helps us to list 3 subtopics. Again, where is the main idea? The main idea is right here. In the 3 areas, and colon helps me to list 3 subtopics for the main idea. Cool? Cool, yes. The main idea is the thesis statement. Okay, this is what I mean, thesis statement. Okay, in F now. The father of psychoanalysis, Sigmund Freud, believed that the human mind had 3 separate parts: the ID, the ego, and the superego. Hopefully that you like Sigmund Freud, especially those who are specialists in literature. So the father of psychoanalysis believed that a human mind had 3 separate parts. See, we have colons. So you should expect that we are going to list the 3 items. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So notice that subtopics are in parallel form, which means شو معنى parallel form? parallel form يعني متوازيات متساويات متوازيات في الشكل, which means that they have the same grammatical form. Same grammatical form, نفس الشكل القواعدي. كيف يعني؟ In examples A and D and F, all are nouns. لاحظوا الآن A, D and F. خلينا نرجع ل A. Sorry. لاحظوا في هذا المثال A. Native Americans have made valuable contributions to modern U.S. culture, particularly in the areas of language, art, food, and government. All of these items are nouns. هذول كلهم أسماء. That's to say, they have the same grammatical form. لأنهم كلهم nouns. هذا بنسميه parallel form, parallelism. Okay? For example, in D, both babies like children need both love and discipline. Love هو noun or discipline برضو noun. So they are parallel form. They have parallel form, the same grammatical form. Also, if you look at F right here, the father of psychoanalysis, Sigmund Freud, believed that the human mind had three separate parts: the ID, the ego, and the superego. واحد اثنين ثلاث. All of these are nouns. They have the same grammatical form. برضو إذا طلعنا على in example B, all are adjective. خلينا نرجع على example P. B. هذا example B. Inflation has three causes: excessive government spending, unrestrained consumer borrowing, and an increasing in the supply of paper money. هذه adjective وهذه adjective, and an increasing ضيف لها increase ing. إذا برضو هذه adjective. فبنسميها they have a parallel structure, parallel form. Okay? كلهم adjectives here. In example C, إذا رجعنا example C, لاحظوا الآن. Young people in my culture have less freedom than young people in the United States, not only in their choice of lifestyle, but also in their choice of career. رقم واحد ورقم اثنين هذول نسميهم prepositional sentences, prepositional phrases, عبارات جملة حرف الجر. عبارات حرف الجر. ليه؟ لأنه it starts with a preposition. in هو حرف جر. فلاحظوا الآن في parallelism, في توازي ما بيناتهم. And in example A, young people in my culture have less freedom than young people in the United States in three main areas: where they live, whom they marry, and what their job is. شو هذول كلهم؟ They are all dependent clauses. شو يعني dependent clauses؟ يعني فيها فعل وفاعل. Okay? Dependent clauses فيها فعل وفاعل. لاحظ هذا فاعل هذا فعل. This is subject and here is verb. Subject and verb. Sorry, subject and verb. Good? Parallelism. Let us discuss it in details now. Parallelism is an important element in English writing, and especially when you are listing and comparing and contrasting items or ideas. Parallelism means that each item in a list or comparison follows the same grammatical pattern, the same grammatical form. If you are writing a list and the first item in your list is a noun, write all the following items as noun also. If the first item is an ing word, ing, then make all the others ing words. If it is an adverb clause, make all the other adverbs adverb clause. Let us look here. I'm making kind of comparison between not parallel or unparallel sentence or parallel sentence. خلينا ننتبه. نبلش بهذه not parallel sentence. Let us read it together. My English conversation class is made up of Chinese, Spaniards, and some are from Bosnian. لاحظوا parallel structure. هذه weak. Even sometimes they consider it ungrammatical. هذه ungrammatical أو weak. بينما parallel لاحظوا الآن parallel sentence. My English conversation class is made up of Chinese, Spaniards, and Bosnians. لاحظتوا التغير وين كان؟ هنا. هذا مختلف شكله عن Spaniard and Chinese. So we made it Bosnians. So they are all now nouns. كلهم عبارة عن nouns. بينما في هذه الحالة هذه كانت noun here dependent clause. Dependent clause. فيها فعل وفيها فاعل. عفوا فيها فاعل وفيها فاعل. Okay, let us read the parallel now sentences. How we can write it in two different ways, by the way. Let us read together. Before you write a paper or before you take a test, you must organize your thoughts. لاحظ هون. Before you write a paper, before you take a test, before اللي هي من حروف الجر. You write subject verb, object and object, or noun. أو ممكن we can do the following. Before you write a paper or take a test, you must organize your thoughts. Write a paper, take a test. فعل, verb and noun. So this is what we call parallel structure. Hopefully that you have not missed any of these important elements in writing. Now, parallelism with correlative conjunctions. Use parallel forms with the paired conjunction, مثل both and, either, or, neither nor, and not only but also. These are so beautiful and very useful common phrases or conjunctions that you may use in your essay writing, because we are looking at the structure. When you look at an essay, you don't look at the informations. We're looking at the structure of the information, because the information you can find it in your textbook, on internet, in your computer, on the streets, on newspapers. So you can find the information anywhere in the world. But the most important thing is the way we present these informations, the structure of these information, the organization of these informations. Okay? So the use of parallel forms and paired conjunctions help us to make our essay more organized, more professional. Okay? So again, you should use parallel forms with the paired conjunctions, both and, either or, neither nor, لا هذا ولا ذاك, and not only but also. Paired conjunctions are placed directly before the elements that join in the sentence. Notice the parallel sentences in these clauses joined by paired conjunction. خلينا الآن نلاحظ هذه الأشياء. هذه الأمثلة. And ULO provides the means for both regulating pesticides and ordering their removal if they are dangerous. And now I ask you, do we have any conjunction, any paired conjunctions? Yes, we have. Both and. لاحظوا what both and this paired conjunctions does for the sentence. It makes them parallel. هنا regulating pesticides, هنا gender ing, هنا ing. فهيك السنتنس صارت paralleled. مفهوم البارalleled أرجو أن يكون واضح. Look at the second sentence now. We're using parallelism with correlative conjunctions here. Air pollutant may come either from the ocean as natural contaminants given by sea life, or from the internal consumption engines of automobiles. Either or. Oh yeah, it should be in black color. That's fine. So either or. These are paired conjunctions. They parallel the prepositional phrase here and the prepositional phrase right here. Why it's called the prepositional, by the way? ليش سميت prepositional? Because it starts with a preposition. So the sentence is paralleled. Let's move on. Here we have a practice 3. You can find it on page 66, as I told you to buy the textbook, by the way. I remind you again and again every class. This is actually exercise A on page 66, practice 3. Check the C statements that suggest logical division as a method of organization. Now, if we look at the first one, teenagers demonstrate their independence in several ways. So here, this C statement does not suggest any logical division, because it's only saying several ways, but it doesn't show us what the ways are. In number 2, on their 18th birthday, U.S. citizens receive 2 important rights and possibilities. First one, they can vote. Second one, they can sign legal contracts. هذه بنسميها logical division the thesis statement. Why? Because it mentions in details the 2 important rights and possibilities. بينما في المثال الأول حكينا several ways, but it doesn't mention the several ways. It doesn't mention any way. Several ways معناتها more than 3 ways, but it doesn't mention any of the 3 ways. But in this example, we put a check on it. Why? Because it's actually mentioned the 2 important possibilities. So it's become now logical division. Number 3, in most occupations, women are still unequal to men in 3 areas: salary, power, and status. لاحظوا الآن 3 areas. 1, 2, and 3. So this is a logical division. Number 4, living in a dormitory offers several advantages to first-year students. Okay, هو بيحكي لنا several advantages. طب شو هم؟ What are they? We don't know. Number 5, a college degree in international business requires a knowledge of business procedures and a knowledge of cultural differences. Is it logical division? I guess yes. Why? Because it's actually mentioning that by using numbers 1 and 2. I will leave number 6 for you. I guess you know the answer for that. Well, let us practice number 3, exercise B, page 66. Analyze the following these statements. You may want to use one of the topics in the practice or the next for your own essay at the end of this chapter. I will leave this for you. First of all, we have 4 steps to follow in this exercise. The step number 1, that you need to locate the main topic and the subtopics in each of the following thesis statement. So we have topic and subtopics as I show you. Then we need to draw a box. Box معناتها صندوق like this around the topic. And then we underline the topic, the subtopics. بنحط خط تحت subtopics. And then we draw a circle, دائرة, around the words or punctuation marks that introduce the subtopics. For example, I've done actually 2 or 3 examples. Look at this sentence. The first one has been done for you as an example. Capital punishment should be abolished, not only because it deprives another person of life, but also because it does not stop crimes. Where is the main topic? The main topic is actually, I throw a box in it. This is the main topic. Here is the main topic. Here is the main topic. It's right here. Not only but also, these are paired conjunctions that parallel the subtopics with this subtopic. That's clear. Number 2, the same thing. Women generally live longer than men for 2 main reasons. نقطتين, they tend to take better care for their health and they have better resistance to stress. Where is the main topic? The main topic is in the green. It's right here. إنه النساء بالعادة تعيش أطول من الرجال. نقطتين, it's a punctuation mark. The punctuation mark introduces the subtopic. شهن, they and they. And is a paired conjunction that parallel between this subtopic and this subtopic. Number 3, teenagers declare their separateness from their parents by the way they dress and by the way they talk. Then, where is the main topic? The main topic is teenagers declare their separateness from their parents. Do we have any subtopic? Yes. By the way they dress and by the way they talk. And here and is a paired conjunction, again, to introduce or to place itself between one subtopic and another subtopic. I guess it's very clear now. I will leave number 4, 5, 6 for you to do it at home. Thesis statement pitfalls. A thesis is the most important sentence in your essay. So write it with a special thought and care. With a special thought. لازم يكون في عمق في التفكير and care. And try to avoid these common problems. The first problem, the thesis is too general. عامة وكبيرة بشكل كبير. مثلا, a college education is a good investment. واحد يبلش مثلا thesis statement like this. A college education is a good statement. So what? طيب. So what? This is too general. عام بشكل كبير. بينما too specific المحدد ممكن تحكي a college education is a good investment for 4 reasons. 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 reasons are the subtopics of your thesis statement, of the main topic. This is another example here. Lasers are very useful. الليزر هو مفيد. طيب. This is too general. Useful in what? مفيد في إيش؟ بينما improved, specific, lasers have several applications in industry and medicine. And حدد أكثر. Problem number 2. The thesis makes a simple announcement. Some theses you may write an announcement like, I'm going to write about sports injuries. هذا announcement, إعلان. It should be more specific. Avoid sports injuries by taking few simple precautions. precautions إنه تتجنب اللي هي إصابات الرياضية من خلال أخذ بعض النصائح. So you will, as a reader, you will come to know that this writer is going to explain to us the precautions. Problem number 3. The thesis stated an obvious fact. يعني مثلا واحد يطلع يقول الشمس تشرق من الشرق. طيب هذه حقيقة بعرفها. Small, the young people and old people. You can't start your essay saying the sun rises from the east or the internet is a communication superhighway. This is wrong. It's weak statement. You need to say the explosion of the internet has had both positive and negative consequences. Here we have one practice, writing logical division thesis statement. Writing thesis statements for logical division essay on each of the following topics. Okay, I want you to write them. I just wrote, and you know, the answers vary. This is my answers. You may have another answer. I will just do 1 and 2, okay? For example, for items 1 and 3, suggestions for subtopics are given in parentheses, which you don't have to use if you have ideas of your own, okay? But this is my own ideas. For example, clothing, hair, or shoes style in your school or university. 3 styles. Okay, I want to make a kind of logical division in this thesis statement. I can say 3 clothing styles you can see at my university include uniforms. Uniform dress, this is 1. Dash 2, and pants. This is number 3. So this is logical division essay. This is logical division sentence or thesis statement. For example, in the other one, we have words like dangerous automobiles drivers, speeders, cell phone users, teens. There are 3 types of drivers that make our streets unsafe. 3, right? Types. Remember, logical division is used to mention types or kinds or whatever. Speeders, cell phone users, and teenagers. وأرجو أنكم تعملوا أمثلة مشابهة إلها. هذه الأمثلة أنا وضعتها لكم. مثلا the advantages of the disadvantages of living in a large city or a small town. أنا شو حكيت? Living in a small town has several disadvantages or several advantages. لما أحكي several advantages الآن أنت بانتظار شو هن؟ بانتظاري لأحكي what are the advantages of living you know, in a small town. واحدة منهم little traffic, low crime rate, friendly neighbors, and community spirits. هذا بنسميه writing logical division thesis statement. Okay, transition signals for logical division of ideas. Transition signals for logical division essays include many that you may already know. لأنه في المحاضرة الفاتحة you have taken transition signals. All of these are transition signals. For example, this is a paragraph right here. First, لاحظوا كيف الآن logical division، كيف الباراجراف كاملة من هنا لهنا فيها منطق، فيها ترتيب معين. First, excessive government spending can lead to inflation. In addition, بالإضافة, unrestrained consumer borrowing can cause inflationary tendencies. Finally, an increase in the supply of paper money gives rise to inflation. لاحظوا. First, in addition, finally. شو أهمية هذه transition words? They actually make the sentences interconnected. They make them flow smoothly, logically. في ترتيب منطقي 1 2 3. هذه أيضا coordinators وأيضا paired conjunctions, you can call them. لاحظوا الآن both and لاحظوا كيف الآن استخدامها. حكينا إنه both and can list 2 subtopics صح؟ الآن both an increase in the supply of paper money and unrestrained consumer borrowing can cause inflationary tendencies. When is subtopics? 1, 2. to lose weight, one must not only exercise regularly, but also eat wisely. Okay, not only, but also. أيضا هذول نسميهم transition words, paired conjunctions. Paired معناها ازدواجي, because they can list two items, two subtopics. Exercise regularly and eat wisely. لاحظوا هذه فعل, هذه فعل, هذه adverb, هذه adverb. فجعلت السنتence paralleled. أيضا all of these are also transition signals for logical division of ideas. You can read it by yourself as second, one way, in addition, بالإضافة, ثانيا, أولا. كل هذه عبارات نسميها transition signals, هدفها إنه تجعل أفكار منظمة بشكل منطقي في الفقرة أو في الإساي بشكل عام. Transition signals between paragraphs. Now, this is the use of transition signals. Linking paragraphs with the transitions helps your reader see how the subtopics are related. Link one paragraph to the next by adding a transition to the topic sentence of the second paragraph. This transition may be a single word, a phrase, or a dependent clause that repeats or summarizes the main idea in the preceding paragraph. خلينا نقرأ مع بعضنا هذا الموديل اللي أنا معطيكم إياه. لاحظوا هذه إيساي كاملة. أول شيء في عندنا المحاضرة الأولى introductory paragraph اللي فيها thesis statement. حكينا thesis statement تأتي في نهاية السطر, the final line or the last line in the first paragraph, in the introductory paragraph. الآن to connect or to link the introductory with the first body paragraph, I have to say one way. هنا حكيت aggressive drivers react foolishly toward others in several ways. Several ways. عدة طرق. One way هيها الطريقة الأولى, هذا بنسميه transition words. Another way طريقة أخرى هي transition word. In addition to cutting off and tailing other calves, in addition بالإضافة, لأنه ليه هو حكى cutting off؟ هي ذكرت في الفقرة الأولى, tailgating ذكرت tailgate في الفقرة الثانية. فبالإضافة إلى cutting off tailgating بكمل هنا. أيضا هنا في transition words. وفي الفاينل to conclude, هذه هي concluding paragraph. فلاحظوا الآن هذا البادي paragraph 1 2 3 4. عشان أنتقل to move from one paragraph to another, I need to use transition words. One way, another way, in addition, although, and all of these transition words I have provided you before. Do the following homework, please, at your home, because I have done so many, practices and exercises with you in this class, but I want you to rely on yourself, تعتمدوا على أنفسكم, in some of these exercises, okay? Again, the last slides was about the aggressive drivers. استخدمنا فيها transition words. في هذا التمرين اللي هو practice transition between paragraphs, it's page 70 and 71. It's just the same like we did in the last slide, okay, in the previous slide. So for today, alhamdulillah, we have covered the second major part of essay, which is the body paragraph. Last time we have covered the introduction paragraph, and in this class we have covered the body paragraph, and in the coming class we will cover the concluding paragraph, and we'll be having kind of a review to all of these parts. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you inshallah next time. Wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.